In this morning show, we are here to inspire you about building your own business and helping you stay on track of your goals. It's a daily cup of motivation. A supportive group of women who wants to see you succeed in your business. And we'll support you every step of the way. Right in the morning. Just put your mind to it. Coffee with Nikkie. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo. Wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm yawning, brainstorming when my mind is forming. Time to tune to this morning show early in the morning. Listen to Coffee with Nikkie. Oh yes, she's busy. If you need help, tune on the channel right with me. Strong, independent women, make it sound easy. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo.
Good morning. It's coming back, y'all. Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing this amazing morning? I am super excited for today. There were two things that happened, and I was like, you know what? This is what the show is going to be about this morning. As you guys know, all of December is us getting ready for our roadmap party, which is just a vision board party with a map. We're going to have a plan in order to hit the goals. And so, all December long, we are focused on things that are going to help us, like our mindset, like planning, like structure. All of these things are going to help us move into the next level to make 2024 a whole new thing for us, right? To be excited about. And so with that being said, there was something that I seen, Jeezy has said, you don't lose, you learn. And I was like, you know what? I think that's what I want today to be about. I want today to be about you don't lose, you learn. And I also wanted it to be about going back to basics, right? The reason why I said going back to basics is because I was working on something, and I'm going to share the story. I was working on something and I had to move backwards in order to move forwards. And so we're going to talk about that today as well. And we are almost wrapping up our December series for getting ready for this roadmap party. Like, December is already a wrap. Like, we're almost done. The year is almost done. And if we're looking at the year like it just flew right by us, that means we got to make every single day count. We got to make every single minute count. We got to make the day important. We got to make it mean something. We got to do something with the day that is going to benefit us in our future, right? So by the end of the year, when we say this year just breeze right by us, we could say, you know what, it breezed right by us, but look what I got along the way. This is what I got. This is what I got. This is what I got. This is what I learned. And so I'm super excited. Are you excited? Are you excited? If you're excited, put I'm excited in the chat. And while you're doing that, let me check and see who's in the building. And oh, you know what? I started yapping and didn't even introduce myself. Hey, everybody. How are you guys doing? My name is Miss Nikkie. I am your host for Coffee with Nikkie, your daily cup of information and inspiration. I am also known as the Dean of Bubble Babes University. So welcome. If this is your first time, if you rock with me every morning, hey y'all, hey girl. All right, let me check and see who's in the building. Let's check and see who's in the building today. I'm representing the WNBA. Let's see, girl power. All right, first in the building, we have Cousin, who's the first in the building. She is the best moderator on what? Earth. The best moderator on earth is in the building. Good morning, cousin. Good morning, Betty Rose. Betty Rose is in the building. She said, good morning, Miss Latrice. Good morning, everyone. I am blessed. You guys already know what to do. First, hit the like button and make sure you let me know how you're doing. And everybody says I'm blessed, because if you're alive today, if you're breathing right now, if you're listening to my voice right now, you are blessed. So everybody put that in the chat. Do not overlook these small blessings. Do not overlook these. And then, I mean, if you're breathing, that's a major blessing, right? Because if you're not breathing, that means you're dead. So we want to make sure that we are being grateful for all of our blessings, right? So let me see. We got Ms. Meech in the building. Big Meech is in the building. She said, good morning, everybody. Good morning, Big Meech. Let's see. Good morning, Trina. Trina's in the building. Good morning, Trina. Let me see. It's so cold out. Yes, it is, girl. Don't want to do nothing. Hoping to get some motivation this morning. I hope you don't got to walk the dogs this morning, girl. Good morning, Melissa. Melissa said, good morning, everyone. I'm blessed. It's 20 degrees out here. Let me tell you something. It is cold. It is cold. I walked into this room. I was like, oh my God, it is freezing in here. Good morning, Martini. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Jazz. Jazz is in the building. She said, good morning. Good morning, Laura. Laura says, good morning, everyone. Kim's in the building. She said, good morning, lovelies. And you know, it's early on her side on the West Coast. She says, so everybody's saying I'm excited in the chat. Yes, yes, and yes. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, good morning, good morning. She said, good morning, everyone. Jazz said, ears. I knew what you meant. Best moderator on earth. Yes. Good morning, Yolanda. Yolanda's in the building. Good morning, good morning, good morning. She said autocorrect. I knew it. Yolanda says, I'm very blessed. Yes, yes, and yes, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Yes, everybody. Good morning, Miss Linda. I love when Miss Linda comes on and tell me, about her morning comment. I love that. Good morning. I am blessed and ready for my miracles this week. Yes, yes, and yes. Yes, I'm ready for it. Good morning, Miss D. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Everybody saying I'm excited. These dogs are gonna be outside walking themselves. I hear that, girl. I hear that. All right. I thought I had sent. Oh, okay. Got you. All right. So today we're going to be talking about going back to the basics. We're going to be talking about you don't lose, you learn. And this is all going to contribute to what we're going to be doing for our roadmap party, and also about mindset and everything like that as well. And so I told you guys, Jeezy had posted, well, not Jeezy, but somebody posted, those motivational pages. And he was talking about that. That's actually going to be one of my posts today. You don't lose, you learn, right? So if there was something that happened, if there was a failure, if you felt like you didn't do something until, the best that you could have done it, you didn't fail at it. You just learned something. You learned a lesson. You got something from it. There was an experience that you got. There was a lesson that you picked up. And so we need to look at it, and that's what our mindset needs to be moving forward. Our mindset for 2024 should be, if things don't work out the way that I planned them to work out, or I didn't hit the mark quite right, or whatever the case may be, I still know that there was something that is of value that I learned in that particular situation, right? And that's with relationships, that's with your business, that's with your products, that's with anything. You're always going to learn a valuable lesson. If you like it or not is not the issue. The issue is the value that you get from it. What is it going to make of you? And so you want to make sure that you're looking at it that way, right? Because we don't want to allow the failures to stop us from moving forward. We don't want the failures to be the thing that say, oh, well, you know what? It's just not for me. You know what I mean? You don't want that to allow you to stop you, because if you allow that to stop you, you'll never know what your potential could be. Right. So we're not going to allow those things to stop us. And we're not going to allow that to be the thing that say, that take us out. We're not going to do that. Not for 2024. Not for 2024. We're not going to allow that to happen. Good morning, sis. Good morning, Chantel. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, that's my wording on board. Going back to three basics. That's your wording that's going on your board. Got you. Going back to three basics. This is definitely confirmation for me. Hey, there we go. There we go. There we go. Good morning, Miss Selcher. We missed you too, girl. Where you been? I hope all is well. Okay, so you guys know I got my notes. And if you would like my notes, you can go into the community, and actually you have to be a part of the Honor Society to grab my Coffee with Nikki notes, and I put them in every morning. So if you want to go back and read what I wrote or what I was thinking when I was writing my notes, you can always go ahead and download them there in the PDF form. So with that being said, let me share a story with you guys, and this is me moving backwards to get forwards, right? So all of yesterday, because I have this I think it's great. I have this idea, and I'm not going to tell you guys yet. I'm going to tell you when I've got it all together, right? I have this great idea, and I said, you know what? I needed to use my silhouette cameo. And for some that don't have the silhouette, some of you may have the Cricut, right? The cutting machine. And so I was trying all day yesterday. Do you hear me? All day yesterday, trying to figure out, it would not cut. It would not register the registration marks. Like it just would not move past a certain point. And it just kept doing that. And I couldn't understand why. I kept taking out, I went and even bought new mats for, because I said, maybe it's the mat, right? So I bought new mats. And then I said, my registration lines aren't reading. Maybe I'll cut out the registration lines and I'll add it onto the paper because maybe the paper is too glossy. So I said, okay, let's try that. So another, trying another thing. That didn't work. And it kept on doing it. And so I updated the version that I had on the computer. And I was like, let me update it and see if this is going to work. It wasn't registering that the machine was on, but the machine was clearly on and connected. Everything was connected. I made sure everything was connected. And so it still wasn't working. I got Sean's computer and I was like, let me check and see if maybe it's just my computer, right? Maybe I need to install it on her computer. So I installed it on her computer. It's still not working. It's still not registering. And I was like, what is going on? What is going on? So, I worked on it till like about 11 o'clock last night. I still couldn't get it. And I was like, you know what? I just can't. I sent an email to the company. I'm like, what's going on? So then I type in my problem this morning. I wake up and I was like, let me just type in my problem into Google and see why is it not working? And so I type it into Google and clearly it was an issue since October. And since I haven't used my machine since October, I wouldn't have known, right? So I was like, I seen that there was an update and they said that there was a bug. And what you had to do was go back and you have to get a lower version of the software. Instead of updating the software, you had to get the previous version of the software because whatever the update was, it messed it up. And so it wasn't reading the registration and registration marks. And it was also saying that the job was completed and the job didn't ever complete, right? Because it never, the cutter never moved. So I had to go back, and I know I'm long-winded when I tell a story, right? So I'm trying to paint the picture. So I had to go back and get the previous version, so that it can operate. And once I did that, and I downloaded the previous version, guess what? Everything worked out with my cutter. So everything worked out on my Silhouette machine, and all I had to do was go back to basics. All I had to do was go back to a previous version so that it can work, right? All of the stuff that I was doing wasn't working, but all I had to do was just go back and download that, and then and it worked. But I had to try all these different things to exhaust my possibilities first to see why my machine wasn't working. Because I'm like, do I need a new machine? I don't use it enough for it to be worn. Right. But I'm like, I did have it for a long time. Maybe it's just something, how when your phone start acting up, it's time for you to get a new phone because, that's how the phone company set you up. Right. They set you up for failure when they sell you a phone. Right. So I'm thinking maybe I need a new machine, but I didn't need a new machine. I just needed I needed to go back to basics to fix it. Right. And so I say all of that to say, when doing that, I said, you know what, this is a lesson that I need to share with the tribe. I need to share this lesson with the tribe because we want everything to be, we want to be at the next level. We want to fast forward the results before we even set up what we need to do, right? We want to fast forward to the results when we don't even have the basics down pat. We don't even have our fundamentals together. We don't even have the structure together, right? We don't even understand the core of what needs to be done first. And I was like, you know what? This is something that I need to share with you guys because a lot of us want to fast forward to the good parts. We want to fast forward to the sexy parts. We want to fast forward to the parts where you go viral, where you have the $1 million days, where you are being recognized on publications and your face is everywhere. We want to fast forward to those parts, not realizing that in order for us to have a firm, steady foundation, a steady structure, we have to have a firm foundation. We have to set it up right. And sometimes we have to go back and see what we need to set up correctly so that we can move forward. And just like me and my machine, I had to move backwards so that I could move forward, right? Because I wasn't able to cut the material, so I had to go back. And in order for that to happen, I had to go, see from the very beginning what I needed to do. I had to exhaust all the possibilities and figure that thing out. And how many of you guys are like that? How many of you guys want to fast forward and skip steps to get to the good part of business? How many of you guys are like that? Put ones in the chat if that is you. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you wanting to get to the good part of business, right? Because nobody likes the stuff that, the back end stuff. Nobody likes to do the stuff that annoys them or that takes a lot of time, or don't feel like you're creating movement, or you think that it could be overlooked and come back to and fix later. How many of you guys do that? How many of you guys like to fast forward to the good stuff? How many of you like to fast forward to the good part? Let me check and see who I missed. I miss Miss Tracy's in the building. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. That autocorrect. Uh-huh. It's the autocorrect. All right. So Michi says Big Michi says 1.5. All right. How many of you guys like to fast forward to the good stuff? Because the good stuff is the fun stuff. That's where all the energy is. That's where it's provocative, right? That's where you have fun with that part of the business, right? Good morning, Ursula. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You have fun with that part of the business. So how many of you guys like to fast forward to that part of the business? And all of that is fine and good, but everything else has to get done in order for that to work, right? And so, even if you are developed right now, even if your business is visible right now, you're going to have to go back to basics and go back and fix your foundation so that you can build on top of this steady foundation, right? You can't build a business if the foundation is weak. You could build the foundation you could build the building on top of a weak foundation, but the building's going to crumble, right? The building is not going to last. It's not going to be able to withstand pressure or weather or anything that comes its way. It's not going to be able to withstand that because why? The foundation is weak. And so I say all of that to say that yes, moving forward in 2024, we want to be a different person, but we also want to make sure we move backwards a little bit to make sure everything is set up and ready for us to take off, right? Sometimes you have to pull back so that you can take off. What are those things? Not a boomerang. What do you call those things? What do you call those things? Somebody help me. I can't even think of it. It's a what do you call it? Somebody tell me what that thing is. It's not a boomerang. It is the thing you hold and you pull it back. And it has the elastic, you pull it back and the thing flies. Hey Alejandro, good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, y'all. Good morning, Patricia. Slingshot. Thank you. Thank you. So as you know, with a slingshot, and even those a bow and arrow could be the same thing. You see the rods that they have, and they take you back and they propel you forward, right? So that is what you have to do. You have to get your footing. You got to get you some leverage. So you got to pull yourself back sometimes so that you can take off. Do y'all understand? Could y'all see that? Sometimes you got to pull yourself back. You got to slowly walk yourself back so that you can get the momentum so you could take off. And so if your foundation is and your structure is not set up correctly, you need to come back and you need to fix those things. That's the unsexy part of business, right? It's okay though, right? You got to come back to the unsexy part of business so you could take off, right? So you could take off. How many of y'all are with me in the chat? How many of y'all? I need y'all to visualize that. I need you, if you have to take a few steps back, don't be discouraged because you got to take a few steps back to fix something. Don't be discouraged because of that, right? Take those steps back, see what you need to correct it, adjust, and do whatever you need to do so you could take off. So that you don't have a failed launch. You know what I'm saying? So that you don't just, sometimes you don't pull back far enough, and so you just let it go, and then you really don't get anywhere with the slingshot, right? You don't have enough momentum, and you don't really go anywhere. Your rock just falls out of the slingshot, right? And then you got to pick yourself back up, dust yourself off, and do it again, right? So instead of doing all of that, we're going to go back and we're going to look at the things that needs to be fixed, fix those things, and then we could propel forward. I need y'all to see that visual. I need y'all to see that visual, right? Put it in the chat. I'm with you 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 in the chat. Right? Because a lot of the times we're overlooking things, and I wouldn't even blame you and say it's your fault that you overlook something, because sometimes when you're just once you're starting a business, some things you don't know, and so you're skipping steps. You don't know what you need to do, and so you're just doing whatever you need to do. So whatever you do is whatever's in front of your face at that particular moment in time, and you didn't have time to figure out all the other stuff, right? Because these things are happening in real time, in real lifetime, right? And so you don't really have the time to be like, oh, well, I got to fix it. I got to do it this way. This is what the book said. This was it. Sometimes you're just in it and you just got to move, right? And so sometimes we don't mean to skip a step, but then, once we figure out what we're doing, or we get stuck, then it's like, oh, okay, that's because this didn't happen. Oh, that's because I didn't know I needed to do this. Let me go back and let me get this. Let me go back and do this, that, and I'm gonna go back and say, one of those things for me was my trademark, right? One of those things for me was my trademark, because I thought that because I set up my LLC, I was good for my business, right? And to protect your brand, you should definitely trademark your business name, because somebody can use it in a different state. Somebody can use it in the same field that you're in, and then it caused confusion, right? And I had no idea that I needed to do that until I heard someone say that, and it was years later down the line. But then I said, you know what, I got to go back and I got to fix it. And by me going back and fixing it, that cost me a pretty penny, right? So I mean, and if you go to the Startup Learning Center, you can figure out how to do your own trademarks for about what, 200 and I forgot the price. Don't quote me, but you can definitely go there. Patricia will for sure walk you through how to do it. She says it's easy and it's quick. But I paid $1,500 in order for my trademark to go through. I paid somebody to do it because the first time I did it, I lost money. And so I had to pay somebody who had the experience. And so when things came back, they knew how to fix it. And so I had to step back so that I could move forward. I had to step back so I could protect my brand in moving forward. Yes, the brand is getting more recognition. Yes, the brand is getting wider reach. So now I need to make sure I'm doing all of the things that I can in order for me to protect the brand. So that's an example of me moving backwards so that I can move forward. And so some of you guys are going to have to do the same thing. You're going to have to move backwards so that you can move forward. Yes, 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 and yes. Say yes, yes, and yes in the chat. I'm gonna need y'all to engage with me. I'm gonna need y'all to engage with me. Let me see. I had to remember that what it took for me 39 years ago when I started my business wasn't easy. Absolutely. Absolutely. Melissa says, I'm with you. Good morning, Miss Lois. Miss Lois is in the building. All right, Miss Lois. She says she got published yesterday in the Gazette. All right, Miss Lois. Congratulations. Yes, yes, and yes. All right. So whatever it is, I want you guys to look at your business and look at where you want to go and look at your goals. If you have to go backwards, it's okay. If you have to step back and fix some things that, now that you know better, you could do better. If you have to go back and fix some things, then you go back and you fix those things. Yes. Yes, you go back and you fix whatever you need to fix, right? So yes, yes, and yes. Sometimes we got to move backwards to move forward. Sometimes we got to move backwards to move forward. Sometimes we got to move backwards to move forward. Let me know. We good, y'all? We good? And the next thing I wanted to talk about is like the fundamentals. So this is a very important thing. As far as like if you have an athlete or if you played sports, you know that the fundamentals is very important. That's what they're going to show you first. They're going to show you the fundamentals. They're not going to immediately show you trick shots. They're not going to they're not going to show you the advanced things first. They're going to show you basically how to get the fundamentals down before you go and do anything else, right? The fundamentals are very important. How many of you guys in this room have children that play sports? Put a me in the chat. Put a me in the chat. Do you have children that play sports, played sports? Let me know in the chat. And let me know in the chat if you have children that play sports. My son played sports, so he was an athlete all his life. If it wasn't track, it was basketball. He did track, basketball, football, and those were the things that he did all the time. But he's good. He was great at swimming. He didn't want to swim. He had a swimmer's body and everything. It just didn't, attract him. He was like, I don't want to swim. But he was so good at it, right? He's just a natural born athlete, right? How many of you guys have athletes? How many of you guys have athletes? Let me know in the chat. Or even if you were an athlete growing up. I wasn't an athlete. I was a cheerleader, but and a dancer. But it's still the same thing. Still the same thing. Still the same guidelines. Still the same thing, right? Still the same thing. Not anymore. Hopefully next year. Okay, got you. Yes, Jordan's gonna be back on track. He's gonna be back on track. He's gonna get what he need, and he's gonna move forward, right? He's gonna do all the things he loves. When you are learning a sport, when you are on a team, the coach wants to make sure that you have the fundamentals down packed, right? The coach is not going to teach you anything advanced until you have the basics, until you have the foundation, until you know what it takes in order for you to create this thing, to get this momentum, to create this shot, to do it. The coach is going to make sure that all of the foundation, the fundamentals is taken, is what they're going to teach you first, right? Why? Because if you have the fundamentals, then everything else is going to come, right? If you know how you're supposed to stand, how you're supposed to fall, how you're supposed to throw, what your arms are supposed to look like, what the movement is supposed to look like, what the follow through looks like. If you understand what all of these things, how all of these things work, and you implement them into your everyday movement, right? Then they know that, okay, so when we add on to the next thing and add on to the next thing and add on to that next thing, the fundamentals are taken care of, right? How many of you guys have kids that are watching the athletes today and they want to do the trick shots and they want to go to the one hand touches and they want to do all of the things that they see the stars or their heroes or their, they see the players doing? That's where they go. They, instead of paying attention and picking up the fundamentals and acing the fundamentals, they are going straight over to they're overlooking the fundamentals because they think they can just go ahead and shoot like Steph Curry. They think they could go ahead and just dunk like Michael Jordan. They think they could just go ahead and play like Kobe without even learning the fundamentals. How many of your kids do that? How many of your kids do that? And I know my son for sure. My son for sure does it. He wants to skip to the sexy parts. But it's like, you can't skip to the sexy parts without making sure that you got the foundation, the fundamentals down packed first. The fundamentals have to be down packed first before you get to that next level. And then in order for you to get to that next level, there's a whole lot of work ethic that you have to have, right? There's a whole lot more discipline that you're going to have in order for you to get that sexy shot, right? You're not going to just get that closed eye 3-point shot from halfway down the court like Steph Curry if you are not practicing. You see him do it in the game, but you don't see what he's doing behind the scenes, right? You see that Michael Jordan can just dunk effortlessly, but you don't see how he did that behind the scenes. You didn't see all the work, blood, sweat, and tears that he put into doing that, right? You didn't see all the blood, sweat, and tears that Kobe put into his game in order for him to perfect it. You didn't see that he was saying he want to be better every single year and he was working on his weaknesses every single year. You don't see all of that because you only see the final product. You see the sexy image, and that sexy image is what attracted you. But you wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym, right? You don't see them doing the work that they have to do in order to do that. And they will all tell you as athletes that the fundamentals have to be taken care of first. The fundamentals have to be taken care of first. This is going to provide the structure that you need to create that beautiful thing that you see at the finished results, right? But it all starts with your fundamentals. And so let me check and see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. I was a cheerleader. I was a cheerleader too. Gymnastics and softball. All right. I was a cheerleader, dancer, athlete, etc. Okay, I was, but my girls are not. I'm mad about it. Mine played basketball all through high school, all through school. Let me see. I was a dancer. Me too. Good morning, Patty. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. This is good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I played basketball, track, and dance. All right, Miss Moyes. I felt that way about my kids until they finally decided to. I did track, basketball, tennis, and bowling. Yes, my daughter and I were both athletes. Awesome. Sometimes I was a cheerleader also, right? So, as athletes, and I could say this, our younger kids are looking at the highlight reel. Our kids are looking at the highlight reel. Our kids are looking at how somebody, they're looking at the final product of what was done, and not so much of the work ethic that they have to put into it. And so once they see all the work that has to actually go into doing that thing, sometimes they're like, maybe I don't want to shoot that 3-point shot. Maybe I don't want to catch that football with one hand. Maybe I don't want to do, you know what I'm saying? But you have to know, as long as you're going to put the work in, you could get whatever you want out of it, right? But it all starts with the structure. It all starts with the structure. Michael Jordan. Now, you guys know that I love Michael Jordan. I love me some Kobe, right? And it's just something about their work ethic that just drives me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yes. You know what I mean? And so Michael Jordan says, get the fundamentals down, and the level of everything else will rise. Right. And so this is about your business. This is about us moving forward and doing our roadmap, right? We are getting the fundamentals together, and everything that you want on top of you setting up your business, everything else is going to fall in line. Everything else is going to fall in place. It's going to take some work in order for you to get there. And that's where we have the steps. That's where the steps come in. That's where the planning come in. But as long as we are willing to put in the work, we can get the results, right? As long as we're willing to put in the work, we can get the results. Y'all with me? Say I'm with you if you're with me. Excuse me. Say I'm with you if you're with me. Say I'm with you if you're with me, right? So all of the unsexy things is what's going to get you to where you need to be. All of that, all of the work, all of that stuff that people don't see is going to get you where you want to go, right? Again, we looking at people going viral and we like, oh yeah, that looks great. But if you go viral and you miss the moment because you weren't ready, it's kind of like you didn't even need the opportunity anyway because you weren't prepared for it. So you want to make sure that you are prepared for your opportunities for 2024, right? And that's the goal of me having the goal of us focusing on December and your mindset and getting your work ethic together and getting your mindset right and scheduling and getting the bad habits out the way, because in order for us to hit those marks, we got to make sure that we are willing to put in the work that needs to be done in order for us to accomplish that. Yes. So you have to make sure that you are putting in the work that you need in order to accomplish it, right? So, what is it? Is there anything that you know that you need that is going to help you? And going back, if you have to step back, is there anything that you have to step back to fix to move forward? Put it in the chat. Is there anything that you need to step back and fix before you move forward? And these These things are things I ask you these questions as a reflection. I ask you these questions so that you can start thinking, so it can start getting the ball rolling, so you can start getting your mind prepared for the things that need to be done, right? And so it'll stay in the top of your mind that I do need to fix these things, instead of you just piling more things on top of what you've already on a weak and shaky foundation. Instead of you piling more things on top of it, let's go back and let's fix it first. Let's fix it before we build on it, right? Let's fix it before we build on it. So, is there anything that you need to go back and fix so that you can move forward? Let me know in the chat. Yep, business admin, analytics, and that those are the parts that nobody really want. You don't want to take a day and fix those things. I'm guilty. I don't want to take a day and fix those things. I don't like doing those things. And I mean, you can have somebody else do it, but initially the thing got to get done. You got to set it up. You got to know what you need. You got to know what's required for your business to operate. You got to know what's required in order for you to get the things done in your business before you even hire anybody else to do it. Because how do you know if they're doing the right job if you don't even understand the job yourself? So you can't hire somebody to do a job if you don't even really know what is required or what is necessary in order for this job to get done. Right? So, because anybody could tell you anything. How many people get taken advantage when somebody is managing their books? Because you don't know what's coming in, you don't know what's going out. You only pay attention to it maybe at the end of the month, maybe quarterly, maybe at the end of the year, and then that's maybe too late to catch the, maybe it's too late because the mistake had already happened, the money is already gone, and now you can't recoup it, right? So we need to initially we have to set these things up. We have to get this part together, and if that takes a day of setting up, guess what? You got to put that on your calendar, schedule that thing out. I need to take a day to structure what I need to do in order for me to move forward. Right? Am I resonating with somebody? Let me know if I'm resonating with somebody. Let me know if I'm resonating with somebody, because I know I don't want to stop what I'm doing. I don't want to stop. I'm so busy I can't fix my structure. I'm so busy I can't fix my foundation. I'm so busy that I'm gonna keep on piling things on this weak, shaky foundation, and it's gonna crumble. It's gonna crumble. It may not crumble this year. It may not crumble this month. It may crumble 2 years from now. It may crumble 5 years from now. Who's to say? Right? But I do know that it's on shaky ground. So I need to come back and I need to fix those things. Why? Because they need to be fixed. And take a day and do those things. Take a day and do your structure. Take a day and make sure your product descriptions are right. Take a day and make sure that you set up your emails correctly. Take a day and make sure that you created a good lead magnet so you can get the email addresses so you could build your email list. Make sure that you take a day, and it doesn't even need to be a day. You could do all of these things in a day, right? Make sure that you have customer journeys. Make sure that you set up a welcome email sequence. Make sure that you set up, maybe you're going to have a abandoned cart email sequence or your win back customers sequence. Make sure you set that up and set it up the way you want it to be. Right? Make sure that you utilize your time wisely and fix those things, because if you fix it, then moving forward, everything is just going to be automated and easy peasy, lemon squeezy moving forward, right? And so if we take care of it now, it's going to take care of itself later, right? We take care of it now, it's going to take care of itself later. So take the time out to do those things. Take the time out to make sure that your shipping is correct. Take the time out to make sure that your pictures are beautiful. Take the time out to make sure that your pricing is right. Take the time out to make sure that your emails and your customer service is set up right. Like, take the time to do all of these things, because it's going to help you in the long run. Yes, you don't want to do it, and yes, you're going to keep on putting it off because it's not the thing you want to do. But let's say if you get it out the way, it's out the way and it's done, and you only have to do it once, or you got to come back and check it to make sure everything is operating correctly, but it's basically done. It's basically done, right? So let me see. So Miss Lloyd says she got to do, wait, let me go back. Okay, I need to step back and fix mine. That's right, Miss Betty Rose. I need to treat my business like it's a job and have dedicated time. Absolutely, Miss Trina. Miss Lloyd says cost of goods, photos and business administration. Absolutely. So boring yet so vital. So boring yet so vital. So boring yet so vital. Absolutely. I'm learning what needs to be done. Let me see. Yes, better presentation of my business, narrowing that down. What am I going to sell, etc. Got you. I just I just want to make products only, and that's the thing. We all just want to make products because that makes us feel good. That's the what's that? The dopamine that just makes us feel good. That makes us want to, we're excited about those things. But we got to do the things that we are not so excited about. We got to do those things too, right? Um, SEO, inventory management, sourcing materials, and several other things. And we need to take that day, Martini. We need to take a day and we need to figure those things out. Inventory management, you go to store. But yeah, but you want to make sure that you are doing the things that not sexy. Not sexy. Let me see. Yes, yes, and yes, ditto, Miss Lois. Yeah, everybody, that's what we want to do. We want to do the things that are going to be, make us feel good. I feel at peace making products. And that's what I want to do all day. I don't want to worry about my website. I don't want to worry about pictures. I don't want to worry about descriptions. But all of those things is necessary. It's all necessary. So moving forward, I want y'all to schedule it in sometime hopefully this month when you are not as busy making products, when you have maybe a down day, to go back and do the administrative work. How many of you guys can do that? And in the month of December, well, we don't have much time left, but just take one day. Can take one day. It could be a Saturday, it could be a Sunday, it could be when you get off of work, it could be a couple of hours a day. Maybe you want to just dedicate an hour a day to do something like this. And that's totally fine too. You don't have to take a whole entire day. If you want to take an hour, that's what you have, then take the hour. Take the hour so that you can move forward and get the job done. I'm going to take an hour and fix my emails. Fix my email sequences. I'm going to segment my email list, and maybe I'm going to add some tags. So that's what I'm going to do today, right? I'm going to put that on my schedule. Everybody put it on your schedule because you write it down, you see it, it'll get done, right? And move on to the next task. Emails are taken care of. What's the next thing I got to do? Oh, product descriptions. I got to make sure that I'm using my product descriptions. I have to put something in there. I got to paint the picture. I got to make sure that they can understand what I have because they can't purchase it. They can't see it. They can't smell it. So I got to create the visual. And not only do I got to create the visual, but I need to know how it's going to rank in SEO. So I got to use words that are going to, help get my product picked up and rank in the search engine. So how can I do that? So these are things that you can do. You don't have to do it all in one day, but you can do it periodically. You could dedicate a certain amount of time to get those things done. How many of you guys can commit to an hour of getting the thing done? An hour, just an hour, just to focus on one particular thing, and then you can go on to the next thing. You could go on to the next thing tomorrow. You can go on to the next thing a couple of days from now. You can go over the next thing on the weekend. However you want to work it. How many of you guys can commit at least just an hour to go back and do the administrative work that you hate? Let's say let's not use the word hate, because as people say, it's a strong word, it's a heavy word, right? So let's say it's something you strongly dislike. If you strongly dislike it, how many of us can just take an hour and fix those things? Just an hour to fix my emails. I could do that. An hour to fix my product descriptions. That may take a little longer depending on how many products you have. But again, it's going to be something that is going to help you to make those sales. It's going to help you to create that sexy thing that you want, that millionaire, billionaire franchise, whatever that thing is, whatever your business look like, whatever success looks like to you, that's going to help you create that thing. It's going to help you create it. And so you want to make sure that you're doing those things and get it done. Get it in, get it done, get it out the way. Get it in, get it done, get it out the way. Yes? Let me see what you guys are saying. I went through my email automations a few days ago, updated, added new stuff. I felt proud of myself. Hey, yes. Let me give you a round of applause, girl. First of all, let me find it. Let's find it. And then let me give you a round of applause. And I also want to give a round of applause to Ms. Lois for getting her trademark together. Her trademark, yes. All right, and let me see. Let me keep on going. I can take care of these things before the new year. Yes. Yes, yes, and yes. So that way 2024 gets here, you don't feel like you got a whole bunch of things that you need to do because you're taking care of this thing bit by bit, bit by bit, bit by bit, right? Let me see. An hour seems like enough until I'm doing the task. Then I feel like I need more time and have a hard time stopping. Well, this is the thing, Trina. If you need more time and you have the time to do it, then go ahead and finish it up. But if you want to break it up so that you don't feel like, oh, I can't look at this screen anymore. Oh, I can't do this anymore. If you need to take a break from it, Pomodoro, take a few minutes from it and then come back. And then come back if that's how you want to do it. But if you want to dedicate just an hour, just dedicate that hour and come back whenever you say that you're going to come back. This way you know that the job will get done. This way, you know the job will get done. So, can we dedicate at least an hour to something on the back end that we need to do? Something that we need to do as far as the emails, as far as our website, whatever that thing is, whatever we need to do, can we take an hour to fix it? Let me know if you can take an hour to fix it. Say you can take an hour. Say I can. Say I can. Say I can. Say I can. My camera is up here, my computer's down here, so I'm always looking down, and my eyes sometimes be looking droopy. I'm like, why is my eyes looking crazy? My eyes are looking crazy. How many of you guys can take an hour to fix these things? Let me tell y'all something. You do things as small portion a day or a small portion, whenever you got a moment. It may even look like a half an hour to you. You may have to do it on your lunch. Fine too. Fine too, but make time to do it. Make time to do it. Don't make it where you're going to feel like, oh, yeah, so I was going to set up the whole day and I couldn't do it. The kids had this. I had to cook dinner. I had to go here. I had to do this. I had to run here. Don't let that be a reason why I can't get done. Right? Set aside that time for you. Whatever that downtime looks like for you. That for some people in this room, if you work a 9 to 5, your downtime may be after you put the kids to bed. Your downtime may be at your lunch hour. Your downtime may be in the morning. You could dedicate it before you even start the day, before you get ready. It may be in the morning. That may look like that may be your downtime. Wherever you can find that time, then figure out where it will work best for you and schedule that time in, because the day is going to go by. The day is going to go by. You're going to get busy. It's going to get overlooked and it's not going to get done. So we might as well go on ahead and do what we need to do in order to get the thing done. So can you dedicate an hour, at least an hour? I would say half an hour minimum. Half an hour minimum. 100% focus. 100% focus. That means no distractions. Chantel was on yesterday and she was talking about social media, about being distracted and scrolling and consuming information. So 100% focus, no phone. 100% focus, no scrolling. You know what I mean? Turn your phone on D&D or turn your phone off or put your phone somewhere else. Jasmine puts her phone in a different room. Do what you need to do so that you can focus 100%. Don't go to other websites looking around, scrolling. Don't go Christmas shopping. Don't do none of that. Focus 100% on what it is that you have to get done and give yourself that time. Give yourself that time to do it, to accomplish the thing. It's going to be so easy once you do it. Believe me. Believe me. It's going to be so easy once you do it. Let me see. I can. No, I'm horrible. I'll be running into all of my other tasks. I need to stop. Yes, I know. I get it because I do the same thing, Trina. I can, but stuck. Do I move on? I can, but stuck. Do I move on? Let me see. If you get stuck, are you asking D? If you get stuck, do you move on? Is that what you're saying? And let me know. Let me know. So we all collectively as a tribe agree that administration and back end is something that we need to go back and fix. So we are all collectively going to dedicate an hour or however much time that we need to get these things done, right? Everything doesn't have to be done in the same day. You can focus, like I said, you can focus on different things per day or at different points in the day if That's how you want to operate. But these things need to get done, and they should get done before you enter 2024. Oh, you said, oh no, I move on. Oh, I got it. I got you. Oh no, I move on. Okay. All right. So that's one of the questions. And what is one thing? But you guys kind of answered it as like what is something that we overlook as entrepreneurs that needs to get done, and that in administration and all of the back end stuff, that type of stuff is what we need to do. Feels like a waste of time to struggle with that. If you struggle with it, then take some time to educate yourself, right? If you're struggling with it, take some time to educate yourself. Or a lot of the times when we're doing anything that has anything to do with our website, emails, or anything on a computer, digitally, they have some kind of a chat. They have some kind of tutorials. They have something you could even probably look it up on YouTube, to focus so that you can learn how to do it. They can show you what you need to do so that you can see where you're messing up or where you're not connecting or where you're not understanding. And that way you can move forward. Don't try to keep on sitting there trying to figure it out if you need to ask somebody a question. If you need to ask somebody a question, go ahead and utilize those contact us. Let me tell you something. I love a live chat. I love a live chat. And so the systems that I'm on, if they have a live chat, let me tell you something. I love it. I love it. Why? Because I'm getting my immediate answers. They're going to walk me through and they're going to help me get it done right here, right now. Right. And so I take advantage of those things all of the time. I take advantage of them all the time. So if I don't know what I'm doing, I may fidget with it a little bit. Is it fidget? What's the word? I may mess with it a little bit. And if I don't get it, that's when I am contacting customer support. That is when I'm contacting live chat because I'm not getting it. And I'm not going to sit here all day trying to figure it out. We're not going to waste my day. I'm going to utilize your expertise and we're going to fix this. We are going to fix this. It's time and distractions. My live chat support is top notch. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. But that's what I'm saying. That's why you allow yourself a certain amount of time to get the job done. And if it gets done or if it doesn't get done, then put it on to the next time slot. Put it on to the next day. Put it on to like you get what you got from that day, right? And then you can come back and look at that thing with fresh eyes. My mother used to always tell me that. And I never believed her because I'm like, no, I need to keep on doing it. I need to keep on working through it. Yesterday was a prime example that I needed to walk away from what I was doing so that I could come back with fresh eyes because it was a simple solution, right? It was a very simple solution. All I had to do was type the right question into Google so that I can get somebody have the same problem. Or I can see that when they did a system update that I had to do something different. I could have did that yesterday. I spent hours yesterday trying to figure out why it wasn't cutting when I could have just typed in the right question and got my answer yesterday. But with fresh eyes, I was able to ask the right question, think about it, ask the right question, and then get the results. And I said, let me try it, and it worked. Right. So stepping back and looking at it with fresh eyes does work. And I used to always be like, Mom, that don't work. That don't work, Mom. But it does. It really does. Fidget, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So that is everybody said they could take it, they could take the time, they could take an hour, they could take a half hour, they could take whatever it is. Look at your schedule, see where you got some free time, see where you got some time where it's uninterrupted time, and see is that when and figure out what you need to do. Put your task down on a piece of paper and start crossing those things off. Right? What do you need to go back and fix? Write those things down. Where do you know that you just dropped the ball? A lot of us drop the ball in product descriptions. A lot of us drop the ball in photos. A lot of us drop the ball with the emails. A lot of us drop the ball with a pop-up, but we don't have a pop-up sometimes. Remember I was saying, and I'm guilty of this one because I'm going to fix this today. You have to not just give a percentage off, because if somebody don't know who you are for, as a lead magnet for you to capture their email, if they don't know who you are, percentage off doesn't really mean anything to them because they don't even know who you are and what you do. So you got to make sure that you can tell them that. So you want to find something that is that they're going to find a value, and then you're going to move forward. And so Maybe that's what it is. Maybe we're coming up with a creative lead magnet. Maybe that's where you're going to spend your time. And for that, use AI. Use AI. If you took my AI class, it'll show you how to utilize AI to help you to figure that thing out, right? Figure out what you want to do, that you would figure out how you want to approach it, and then tackle it. How you going to approach it, tackle it, and start crossing these things off your list. Off your list. What is this uninterrupted word you speak of, girl? Right? Tell me about it. For right now, we have an empty nest. So I have uninterrupted time all the time, but you got small babies. So you gotta wait till nap time. You gotta wait till bedtime. You gotta wait till, the morning before they wake up. Before the chaos happens in the house. So we all can do that, right? So that's something we all agree that is simple, easy, we can do, right? So we want to make sure that we look at our setup, right? We look at the foundation. If there's something that we need in reference to financial literacy, if you need to learn how to budget, if you need to learn how to keep track of your spending or things like that, if you want to do that, pick up a book. If you like, oh, you know what, I really struggle with that, I really don't know how I want to do that, pick up a book, look at a video. Profit First is a great place to start. And it also gives you a template. If you are in Honor Society, that template is in the Honor Society, and downloads and templates and resources. But if you know that you need something, go ahead and pick up a book. Find a book, see what people are talking about, see if that's a book that's going to help you from where you are. Read the book, listen to the book, look at the video, listen to the podcast, do the thing, whatever that looks like to you, do it. Right? We spoke about this previously. We said everything is learnable. If everything is learnable, all I got to do is be willing to learn. Right? If everything is learnable, all I got to do is be willing to learn. And so if I know I struggle in a particular area, yes, again, I can hire somebody to do it, but let me get some knowledge about this thing before I hire that person. Just like I was talking about earlier, let me get a little knowledge about this thing before I hire somebody, so I know what to look for. I know how to manage my money if something should happen, if this person should get sick, if this person should be able to not do this job anymore, if the person is not doing the job to the way that I need them to do the job, and I got to let them go. At least I know what I need to do. I'm not sitting here stuck, right? And struggling. So I'm going to inform myself first. And that way I can make my decision after that. But everything is learnable. Everybody put that in the chat. Everything is learnable. Everything is learnable. Everything is learnable. Profit first. Profit first. Profit first. If you struggle with this part of your business, financial part of your business, profit first. I don't know if it's on YouTube. I can't say that it is because I don't know. Let me copy this link and share it with y'all. Everything is learnable. Put it in the chat. Everything is learnable. What you don't know how to do now, guess what? Read a book. Guess what? Look at some videos. Guess what? Take a seminar. Guess what? Get a coach. Guess what? You can do all of the things. You can learn how to do these things. Everything is learnable. No matter what part of business you're in, everything is learnable. Everything is learnable. I am about to start a campaign, and it's going to be called Start That Business. And it's basically more or less towards my classes and getting the structure, and not getting the structure, but learning how to make products and adding the products, because a lot of people are scared to move forward. A lot of people are scared to grow in their business. They want to do something, or maybe they don't even know what they want to do something, but they don't know what they want to do. They're creative, but they don't know what their lane is yet. And so they want to try things and they want to learn things. And a lot of the times you're learning and you don't have the right information, because there's a lot of misinformation out here as well. So you got to use discernment. But a lot of the time somebody is going to tell you, oh, it's so easy to do A, B, and C. All you have to do is, and that's not all you have to do, right? And so sometimes the right information is not out there. So I'm going to have a whole campaign where I'm like, start the business this, because if you are sitting on an idea, if you're sitting on a you need the encouragement, we got to get it done, right? We got to get it done. Everything is learnable. Everything is learnable. Yes, yes, and yes. So the name of the book, can you click? Let me know if you could click that link that I put in here. Can you click that? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if you can click the link. And I will put the physical book in here as well. If you guys have a Barnes and Nobles or whatever that big bookstore is, I think it's called Now. No, what's the name of that bookstore? I thought it was called Now. But if you have one of those, go to the bookstore and grab it. Go to the bookstore and grab it. If you want to get it downloaded on Kindle, grab it and put it on. You put it on your Kindle. However you like to consume your information, there you go. There you go. Everything is learnable. You do not have to be in college to learn. You do not have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many people are billionaires, millionaires that have not gone to college, that have not taken any college courses, right? And some things were just life lessons. Some things were just trial and error. But the same situation applies, right? You still have to learn, right? And it doesn't have to be formal learning. It can be informal learning. Got plans to take some classes next year with my mom and cousin. Got you. We're gonna learn together so they can help me. Okay, that's good. That's good because I forgot who said it, and I think it was might have been Maya Angelou, but or I forgot who it was. So don't quote me on that. But when you learn something and you continue to teach somebody, you teach yourself again, right? So if I'm learning something, I share it with you guys, I'm teaching it to myself again, right? So that information can now resonate and it'll stay stuck with me. So whenever you learn something, teach it. That's what you when you learn, teach. When you learn, teach. I think Maya Angelou said that, right? When you learn, teach. And that is so that you can teach yourself again, right? So everything is learnable, everything is learnable, everything is learnable. So you want to make sure, again, the setup, financial literacy. If you need to, like I said, you need to learn about budgeting, you need to learn about, what's going out, how to keep your books, all of that information, whatever you need, figure it out, right? Figure it out, grab a book, take a class, take a whatever, right? Financial literacy. You want to make sure that you're focusing on your customers, right? You got to know what they need because it's not about your product, it's not about your thing, it's not about how pretty the thing looks, it's about your customers and the problems that you solve, right? So, how can I solve my customer's problem? How can I be the solution to my customer's problem, right? And then lastly is communication. You're going to have to communicate with your audience. You're going to have to communicate with your customer because why? Any business, entrepreneurship is all about building relationships. And that is for all aspects of it, in my opinion, right? Because in your own business, you're going to need communication to speak to your customers. You're also going to have to communicate with other business owners so that you can also learn and grow. You're also going to have to learn to network so that you can make connections, so that you can expand your business and expand your horizons, and so that you can see that there's more out there for you. And so everything to me, as far as entrepreneurship is concerned, has something to do with communication. It's all about communication, right? So you want to make sure that you are focusing on that as well. And lastly, I want you to focus on the strategies for your growth, right? And so again, we talked about moving backwards to move forwards, right? I want you to also, if you failed, or if you have, you haven't done things the way you wanted to do things, you need to go back and you need to look at it. You need to assess what happened. See what you did, see what needs to be tweaked, see what needs to be adjusted. And after you look back at it and you make these adjustments, then you implement them and see if that works better or worse. If not, make more changes. Is that going to be better or worse? If that, make more changes. The same way the doctors do when they're trying to get your vision together. Hello, somebody. When you are going to get your eye exam, if for those who can't see, because let me tell you something, I don't want to claim that I'm blind as a bat, but I can't see that great. Okay. And so when I go to the eye doctor to get my eye exam for my glasses or my contact lenses, they are asking me about my vision. So they turn the thing. Is it better or worse? Is it better or worse? And I answer. And if it's worse, then they're going to try something out. How about now? Can you see this now? If you look at you approaching your goals doing the same way, the doctor doesn't stop because I said something is worse. The doctor will keep on going until my vision is clear. And that's the same thing that we have to do with our goals, right? We got to keep on doing it until our vision is clear. We got to keep on trying things until we are able to see straight and move forward. Yes, 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 and yes. So, in order for us to do it, we need to be looking at our goals the same way. Again, there's going to be some adjustments being made. They can't see what we can see. The doctor's standing right there. Even though the eye chart is on the wall, the door, or whatever they put it on, or in the thing, if they can't see what we can see, right? They're assuming based on what we're giving them, based on us saying what's better or worse, they're assuming what our vision is like, but they don't know what our vision is. And so their job is to make the vision clear for us so that we can see. And in order for it to be clear, they got to keep on making these adjustments. They don't stop midway and be like, oh, okay, we just can't help you. They keep on going until they can help you to see clear. And that is what we're going to be doing with our goals. That is what we're going to be doing with the approach, right? Some things are going to work. Some things is it going to be better or worse? Which one looks better, A or B? Which one is clearer, A or B? Top or bottom? Which one can you see? If I cover this eye, can you see it? If I cover that eye, can you see it? How does it look now? Can you read the board now? Can you read the line now? That's what they're going to ask you, right? And so you got to think about it the same way with your goals. You have to think about your goals the same way. Just because you failed at something or just because you can't see clearly doesn't mean that it's not meant for you to do this goal. Doesn't mean that you need to stop doing what you're doing. Doesn't mean that you can't pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep on moving forward. It doesn't mean that you have to stop if you cannot see clearly. It just means that you got to see if it's better or worse the next way. I'm going to try again. Is it better or worse this way? I'm going to try again. Is it better A or is it better B? I'm going to try again until it's clear and I can see where I'm going and I can hit my target. Yes? Yes, yes, and yes. So that is my whole thing for today. That is my whole spiel for today. Let me know if today resonated with you. Let me know if you got something from today. I hope that something that I said will resonate with you today, tomorrow, and forever. If you are watching the replay, I want you guys to put hashtag replay gang in the chat, and I will know that you caught the replay. Let me know if there was something that stuck out to you, if there was any points that stuck out to you in the if you're watching the replay. But I want to know right now in the room with all of you guys now, is there anything that I said that resonated with you? Is there any takeaways that you're going to take away from today? And while I wait for that answer, because usually I'll bombard you with a bunch of questions and I'm like, whatever question stuck out to you, answer that one, right? But I'm gonna leave you with that question, so I'll wait for you guys to answer. And also, if you're watching this far and you have not yet subscribed, I need you to subscribe. I'm on the road to 100K, so I'm gonna need you guys to subscribe. Also, share the video if there's something that I said that resonated with you and you think that somebody else could share. You could share it with somebody else. It's something that they would benefit from, another entrepreneur. Maybe somebody is like, on the fence. They don't know if they should become an entrepreneur or get into the business or whatever. Go ahead and send them on over here. What else? I will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is fun day. So tomorrow we are not going to be focused on, and this is the last day before we're going to take the break before Christmas. So if you will be here tomorrow, we are going to be playing games tomorrow because tomorrow is Friday Fun Day. And what else I want to share with you guys? I want to tell you guys how much I appreciate you guys. I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I know that most of you guys are at work and it's hard for you guys to listen in while you're working, and I appreciate you guys for being here. Definitely, I hope that this hour that you invested was something that you feel that it was well worth it, and well, something that you're going to apply to your business and you're going to make money off of it, and that you're going to continue to make money off of it. You know what I'm saying? You set up the foundation, you get the fundamentals together, and we got this, right? Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Let me check and see. We got some yes and yeses. Oh, and let me know if you can click those books. The book that I suggested today is Profit First. Again, I don't know if it's on YouTube. A lot of the times the books are on YouTube, so you can listen to it for free. I don't know if this one is. So Profit First is the name of the book. I'm going to schedule time to do my behind the scenes admin stuff. Got you. Thank you, Nikki, getting the foundation of my business together. Got you. Hey, Chris Marie. She said, yes, can listen to free audiobooks. Who can listen to free audiobooks? On YouTube? And let me know. If there's a link, let me know, because I be suggesting books all the time. So I don't want you to not listen to a book for, I don't want you to make up an excuse not to listen to a book or not to get a book. I want you to read them, because if I felt that they helped me, some books I don't feel connect with me, right? Some books I'm listening and I'm just not understanding. I gotta listen to the book about a couple of times in order for me to really get it. But some books really resonate with me, and the books that really resonate with me are the books that I share with you guys, because I feel like if it resonates with me, yes, we all learn differently. Yes, we all, gather information differently. But if I feel like it connected with me, I feel like it's going to connect with y'all. So that's usually how I look at it. I'm also going to take a step back and try to see what I can improve, or see if any changes needs to be made. Got you. Oh yeah, if you go to the library, and let me tell you something. Yesterday, I went to the library. Well, I didn't go to the library. We drove by it, and I was like, the library is still open? Who's still going to the library? Because let me tell you something. We are in this digital age, and I'm like, people still go to the library? Crazy, right? So I will see you guys tomorrow. Merry Christmas. Please take time to relax and unwind. That's from Mr. Lois. All right, everybody. So I will see you guys in the morning. I'm definitely going to see you in your stories. I'm about to put my Yeezy post up. My Jeezy post up. It's Jeezy, not Yeezy. Put his post up about you don't lose, you learn. And I will see you guys in your stories, because I'm going to flood your timelines today, probably getting you guys ready for what's to come. And also, if you have not yet registered for our roadmap party, you have to reserve your seat. I am going to have a limited amount of seats, because I don't want it to be too cluttered. The goal is not to have a lot of people there. The goal is to have people that really wants to do this. The goal is for me to be able to focus on everybody that is in the room, so that everybody can maximize their potential and get the most out of this whole roadmap party. So it's not going to be something that over 100 people could be in, right? So I have limited amount of seats that I'm going to offer. So if you have not yet registered for the roadmap party, emails were sent out yesterday. I will definitely be putting the link up again in my stories. But if you go to my link tree on my Instagram, it is the top one right there. Go ahead, click that, and it's going to take you to the Zoom link so that you can register. So with that being said, y'all, I will talk to you guys in the morning. Profit First is on YouTube. Oh, okay, good. Thank you, D. So Profit First is on YouTube. So if you want to get the book, go on ahead and listen to it there. So with that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all, and y'all have an amazing day. Don't forget, take the time out to go back and do the things that you need. Step back a little bit so you can fix it, so you can move forward, right? So I will talk to you guys later, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.